Radhe Radhe. In this series of pravachans, today we have Swami Nikhilanand ji with us, and let me give you a brief intro of his. Swami Nikhilanand ji was born in Canada and was attached to the teachings of Hinduism from a very young age, living at Radha Madhav Dham, which is the main ashram of Jagadguru Kripalu Parishad in the west. Swami Nikhilanand ji learned the philosophy of our prime scriptures and such as Ramayanas, Vedas, under the guidance of Jagadguru Sri Kripaluji Maharaj. Swami Nikhilanand ji became a sannyasi preacher in the year 2003. Since then, he has been traveling throughout the east and west coast of United States, giving lecture series and conducting devotional retreats. His lectures reveal the deepest aspects of the philosophy as described in our Hindu scriptures. His practical teachings, coupled with inspired chanting of Sanskrit shlokas and charming Nam Sankirtan, are helping common people to awaken their inner spiritual potential and deepen their bhakti to God and fill their hearts with love for Radha Krishna. I request all of you to please listen to his discourse with utmost attention, and please turn off your cell phones. As a token of our respect for Swami Nikhilanand ji, I now request Ritesh to offer him a garland.
बोलिए लाडली लाल की मन्नाथ श्री जगन्नाथो मद्गुरु श्री जगद्गुरु मदात्मा सर्वभूतात्मा तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। अहो वकीयं स्तनकालकूटम् जिघांसयापाययदप्यसाध्वी लेभे गतिं धात्र्युचितां ततोऽन्यम् कं वा दयालुं शरणं व्रजेम। असुन्दरः सुन्दरशेखरो वा गुणैर्विहीनः पीनाम्बरो वा द्वेषी मयि स्यात् कर्णाम्बुधिर्वा कृष्णः स एवाद्य गतिर्ममायम्। यो ब्रह्माणं विदधाति पूर्वं यो वै वेदांश्च प्रहिणोति तस्मै तद्वंह देवमात्मबुद्धिप्रकाशं मुमुक्षुर्वै शरणमहं प्रपद्ये। Dear devotees, I'll be explaining the same Pad Kirtan that we sang in this morning's Sadhana session, Prandhan Jeevan Kunj Bihari. So we'll be stopping in the middle after every line and understanding the meaning. Jeevan Kunj Bihari Prandhana
Jeevan Kunj Bihari Jeevan Kunj Bihari Prandhan.
O Kunj Bihari, O Krishna who plays in the Kunj, who does leelas in the Kunj, you are my life, you are my treasure. Tum to rahe sanatana hamare. You have always been mine. Haun hu rahi tihari, and I have always been yours. There are 4 kinds of love. 2 in the world, 2 on the devotional or divine side. You can love in the world with sakam prem, selfish love. You can love in the world with nishkam prem, selfless love. You can love God and Guru with sakam prem. You can love them with selfish desires, or you can love God and Guru with nishkam prem, with selflessness. The outcomes of these are not what you might think. People may think, okay, sakam prem bad, nishkam prem good. In the world, we mostly only know sakam prem. We have our reasons for loving another person. We have our expectations or even demands from everybody that we love. So sakam prem is what we know in this world. There could be a glimpse here and there of nishkam prem. The closest we may come to nishkam prem is how a mother cares for her newborn baby, dedicating every minute of her life, forsaking sleep even, to do everything for this newborn child who does nothing for the mother. In fact, doesn't even recognize the mother, let alone love the mother at that age. So what is the mother getting? This must be nishkam prem, or at least it's the closest thing to it in the world. Underneath, however, all you mothers know that there is some hidden desire there. It's not real nishkam prem, not pure selflessness. There is something hidden under the surface, like when this child grows up, he or she will serve me, respect me, love me, call me mommy, make me proud. We have all of these expectations under the surface for later. Mothers, you know that. You know your own heart. But anyway, this is the closest we could get to for a material person to have nishkam prem. Then on the devotional side, you could love God and Guru with personal demands, like, I want entrance to your divine abode and I want to enjoy all the opulence and luxury over there. Okay, if you surrender to Krishna, you can have that. But that's a selfish desire. Or, I have heard you are the most beautiful. I want to see you because that is going to make me happy. So I want to enjoy the divine bliss through all my 5 senses because that will make me happy. That is also sakam prem. Then you have nishkam prem, tat sukha sukhitvam, loving God and Guru for their happiness or being happy in their happiness. This is real nishkam prem. So someone may think, okay, nishkam prem, if you could do nishkam prem in the world, that would be a great thing, right? Certainly much better than sakam prem. No, it's not so. wherever you attach your mind in the world, whether it be with sakam prem or nishkam prem, you will get the same exact result. Because you get the result of what your mind is attached to. In other words, if you love a sattvic person or any devta, you'll go to Swarg. If you love a rajas person, you'll be reborn in Mrityulok. And if you love a tamas person, you'll go to Narak, or you'll be born in the lower species. Oh, but my prem for that tamas person was selfless. I loved that person selflessly. I was like a saint. It makes no difference. You attached your mind to a tamas person, go where they go. And on the divine side, that one who loves with sakam prem, who you would think, okay, the one who loves with nishkam prem in the world must be better than the one who loves God and Guru with sakam prem. No, it's not so. Because even Kubja went beyond this Mayic realm. Her love for Shri Krishna was 100% selfish. But she only desired him. She didn't ask him for anything from this world. She said, I want you. Seeing you and being with you is going to make me happy. So she was freed from Maya, and she attained a level of divine bliss beyond which is even accessible to yogis and jnanis. So look at how high Sakam Prem can take you if it's directed to the right person or to Radha Krishna, to a true saint. Then it takes you into the field of divine bliss and beyond Maya. Whereas even Nishkam Prem, Nishkamadapi tatkamo, even Nishkam Prem, Varunya Sevakat Khalu. Vedavyasji says Nishkam Prem in this world or towards any devta, it just keeps you bound in Maya. And Sakam Prem towards Shri Krishna, that takes you beyond Maya. So now you've understood there's 4 kinds of prem. Selfish love in the world and selfless love in the world both give you the exact same result. You go, after this life, you attain your next birth according to the quality of the person you loved, not according to the quality of your love for that person. So if we attach our mind anywhere in this world, we remain bound by Maya. And if we attach our mind anywhere in the divine world, whether it be with Sakam Prem or with Nishkam Prem, we will be freed from Maya and we'll go to the divine world. Nonetheless, Nishkam Prem in the devotional sense is much better than Sakam Prem. The one who does Nishkam Prem gets a much higher attainment even than Kubja, who was praised by Shukdev Paramahans. Imagine a Jnani Paramahans praising someone like Kubja, who someone without proper understanding might assume that, oh, this Kubja is just like an ordinary person who loved Krishna, just a selfish love like everybody in the world. No. Kubja is great because she loved Shri Krishna, but the one who loves Shri Krishna with selfless love goes far beyond where Kubja has access to. So this Pad Kirtan that we're singing here tonight, it starts by establishing the fact that only Shri Krishna is ours. We have to love him and attach our mind only to him. But it goes on to establish this fact that a true devotee loves Shri Krishna selflessly. So as it's mentioned in the English translation, this is actually a description of Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji's one shlok from his Shikshashtak describing this selfless love. So we'll sing this first line and then we'll understand further ahead. Cymbals can play double beat. Jeevan Kunj Bihari Prandhan तुम तो रहे सनातन सनातन हमारे तुम तो रहे सनातन हमारे O my beloved, you have been mine forever, and I am yours. You may embrace me, ura lagaye, bhuj bhari, just wrap your arms around me and bring me to your chest. Chahe means you may do that, you may choose to do that. Puravahu asa hamari. Now, this devotee is nishkam. Maharaji has written this in the voice of a gopi. This gopi is at that topmost level of selflessness, and yet she's admitting, I have an asha. I have a hope. In other words, I have a desire. Today we are talking about desires and turning those desires towards Shri Krishna. It's not possible to be without desires. See, Maharaji explained one time, I think it was in his Narad Bhakti Darshan lectures, he said, if not desiring Radha and Krishna meant that you were nishkam, then every Gnostic would be nishkam. So it doesn't mean that you don't desire Radha and Krishna. There's an adjustment we'll get to. That's what this whole pad is about. But the first thing is understand it's okay to desire Radha and Krishna. It's okay to have that desire like Kubja did, to enjoy Krishna's association with all 5 of your senses. In fact, our desires can be divided into these 5 categories. Desire to see, taste, touch, smell, and feel. We have no 6th type of desire. So we want to divert all of those desires towards Shri Krishna. We want our desire to be so intense that he never leaves our mind. We want to become like that gopi that Naradji just kind of found one day when he was wandering around in Braj, and he saw this young gopi sitting on the bank of Yamuna in a meditative pose. When she opened her eyes after some time, Naradji asked her, were you meditating, were you doing Roop Dhyan on Shri Krishna? That gopi said, you took his name again? Pratyahritya muni kshanam vishayato yasmin manodhitsati balasau vishayeshu sajjati manah pratyaharanti tatah yasya spurti lavaya hanta hridaye yogi samutkantyate mugdhasau kila pashyatasya hridayan nishkranti ma kankshati. I'm trying to get him out of my mind. I'm sitting here trying to remove him from my mind, even for a fraction of a second. Naradji was astounded. He says, great munis go and do tapasya, and they try to control their mind even for a moment, to take it out of the world and put it in Shri Krishna. And here this gopi is doing an equal amount of tapasya, to take her mind out of Shri Krishna and put it in the world, just for 1 second, so I can get some peace. That's what she told him. And Naradji is thinking, great yogis sit in their samadhi and they try to get a glimpse of that beautiful form of Shri Krishna. And here is this gopi trying to forget that form of Krishna for even a second, and she fails. She can't do it. One gopi says to her friend, Santyaj sakhita dudantam yadi sukhalavam api samihase sakhya bismaraya hanta. She's saying, Sakhi, if you are really my friend, then do not ask me about Krishna. Do not take his name. Don't do anything that's going to remind me of him. If you are my true friend and you want me to be happy. She's also trying to forget Krishna, and she fails. One day we will become like these gopis. See, these gopis have such a desire for meeting with Shri Krishna that they have no peace of mind. I'm putting it in that way. It's a good thing. But the gopis, because it's the nature of love to have one thing on the inside and say something else on the outside, that's why Naradji says, Anirvachaniyam prema swarupam. Love, prem, cannot be bounded by any type of behavior. You can't say, if someone behaves like this, it means they love you. And if someone behaves like this, it means they don't love you. You could love someone and you could be behaving in the exact opposite way. So these gopis are trying to forget Shri Krishna because they say, well, we get no peace of mind. We had, a glimpse of him, and now I can't forget him, and the intensity of my desire to meet him is so great that how can I live my life? I can't forget him even for a second. So they have that desire. Puravahu asa hamari. Oh Krishna, if you were to embrace me, you would be fulfilling my desire, because I have a desire for you to embrace me. I have a desire to experience you with all of my 5 senses. So we can also take all of our 5 kinds of desires and divert them to Shri Krishna. When we're sitting in Roop Dhyan and our mind goes towards the world, should I go to the snack stand and get ice cream? No, sit and do Roop Dhyan. When it goes to the world, take that desire, the desire for taste, and bring it back to Shri Krishna. Some of you may have experienced in your Roop Dhyan that there are tastes and smells that surprise you sometimes. So even if that hasn't happened to you in your Roop Dhyan, you could still try. Okay, I want something tasty. Okay, think of Shri Krishna. Just looking at him gives you a sweet taste in your mouth. So what is the taste of looking at Shri Krishna's beauty? So that ras is real, right? You get that even in your Roop Dhyan, a little abhas, a little glimpse or a little taste of that divine ras. So when Vedas say raso vaisaha, he is ras, it's literal. And you can taste it even when you do Roop Dhyan. So put your mind to Shri Krishna. Oh, I wonder if he tastes better than ice cream. Yeah, he does. All of your 5 senses in that way can be diverted towards him. Wherever your mind goes, okay, what kind of desire is that? Oh, that's a desire to feel a loving touch. Okay, imagine Krishna's hand on my hand. Imagine Krishna embracing me. So just divert all of your 5 types of desires towards Shri Krishna. But how are we then selfless if we have this deep desire to experience Krishna with all of our senses? We'll see. Further ahead, Maharaji explains the nuance of how even though we keep this desire, we also can be considered a Nishkam Premi. Jeevan Kunj Bihari Prandhan Bhuj bhari hari Kunj Bihari Prandhan Everything in the divine world is uncountable times more enjoyable and amazing and beautiful than what we experience in this world. Shri Maharaj Ji has described in Sevak Sevya Siddhant, which is excerpted, there's a part of that excerpted into the Roop Dhyan booklet, which is available in the gift shop, where he describes in detail the different types of fragrance coming from Shri Krishna. He describes the fragrance of his breath. He doesn't need breath mints. His breath is naturally intoxicating in a good way. He has the fragrance coming from his skin, not like us, that we have to wear cologne or perfume to mask the odor of our body, the natural odor. Shri Krishna's natural fragrance is divine. It's intoxicating. His hair has a beautiful smell. He also wears oils in his hair. So all of those different scents coming from Krishna's body mix and can be experienced individually, or these two mixed, or those two, like his breath mixed with the scent of his flower garland, or his flower garland mixed with the scent of his hair, or the musk he's wearing on his forehead mixed with the scent of his body. There are so many different combinations, or all of them together. Even in Shri Radha Trayodashi, Shri Maharaj Ji has described something similar about Radharani. So there's so much to enjoy and experience in direct relation to Radha and Krishna that just blows away anything that exists in this world. Whatever is the best, most expensive perfume of this world would be nothing, not even a drop as compared to the ocean in front of these fragrances of Radha and Krishna's body. So desiring them is devotion, but we want to be selfless in our devotion. So here Maharaj Ji has given us the secret to selfless devotion. Remember in that previous line, he added the chahe, right? You may embrace me. Chahe means if you want. And in the next line, he says, chahe means or if you would prefer, mohi tadapau, mori mukh, pag thukarau murari. So you have two other options as well. You could embrace me, but you could also, tadapau means you could give me your separation, or even pretend you don't know me. Act like I'm nobody to you. Never come to me or stay away for a long, long time. You could do that. Tadapau means to make someone restless in separation for them. Or pag thukarau murari. Oh Murari, you could kick me out. show me some negative behavior, get angry at me, tell me to get lost. You have three options: embrace me, kick me out, or ignore me altogether. Jehi vidhi piyu sukha pavu. However you get happiness, kariya soi, mo kaha soi sukha bhari. My true happiness is going to be in seeing you happy. So if it makes you happy to ignore me, then I want you to ignore me. If it makes you happy to behave in an angry way with me, then I want you to be angry with me. And if it makes you happy to embrace me, then please, by all means, embrace me. But I will be happy in your happiness. Ashlishyava padaratam pinashtuma madarshanan marmahatang karotu va yatha tatha va vidadhatulam pato mat prananathastu saivana parah. This is the shlok from Gauranga Mahaprabhuji. Oh, my Krishna, where else would I go? You alone are mine. So whether you love me or get angry with me or ignore me, where else would I go? You are the soul of my soul. So I have no other option. And since you are the soul of my soul, it is my nature, it is the truest nature of the soul to want to serve Shri Krishna for his happiness and to be happy in his happiness. So this is the adjustment. Desire him wholeheartedly, but feel that his happiness is more important than your happiness. Feel that your true happiness is in seeing him happy. Do you want to see him? Yes. Do you want to be with him? Yes. If you're not with him, how will you serve him? So you have all of that desire, but on his timetable, not your timetable. On his terms, not your terms. There's no demand. There's just love. So love means, bhakti means, bhaj sevayam. To serve Shri Krishna is the true form of bhakti. So the true form of selfless love is service. Jeever swarupa hoy, Krishnere nitya das. Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji says that the true form, the true identity of the soul is as the servant of Shri Krishna. Now, servant doesn't mean an enforced servitude like a slave. It means a natural desire to see him happy. There's a big difference, right? In the world, who wants to serve someone else? When we hear this, oh, serve me, you should be a servant. In the world, that, oh, nobody likes to hear that. I want to be the boss, not the servant. But in devotion, it's not that kind of servant. It's a loving desire to see your beloved happy. That is seva. So I have all that desire with all of my five senses, but I'm rising above the mere desire for you, like Kubja. I'm rising above that. I do desire you, but I desire your happiness first. Now, this is where we have to make the adjustment. This is where we have to make the effort as devotees to work on that, actually. Thinking of God's and Guru's happiness first, how to please them, how to make them happy. Along with our five kinds of desires that we always keep thinking about, when will I meet Krishna? When will I get to see his beautiful form? Along with that, like you can say, the flavor of that desire should be selfless. The flavor of it is, when I see him, how will I be able to make him happy? How will I be able to put a smile on his face? See, that's the flavor. Not how will he be able to put a smile on my face. That's selfless devotion. I want to see him. And when I see him, what can I do to put a smile on his face? Then I'll be so happy. That's the only adjustment. So here in Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji's shlok and also Maharajji's explanation of that, it's like a challenge actually. This gopi is saying, I challenge you. You may embrace me, you may kick me out, or you may completely ignore me, but my love for you will only go on increasing. That is my challenge to you. We have a few examples that Sri Maharajji has told us to help us understand the practical, what this kind of love looks like. You see, this type of love is also called ahaituki bhakti. Hetu rahit. Without reason, unconditional love. So that unconditional love means it's not based on the qualities of the beloved or the behavior of the beloved. So let's start with behavior. Bhishma Pitama has given us a great example of this. Shri Krishna picked up a chariot wheel of a smashed chariot and hoisted it above his head and was making his way, running towards Bhishma. And Bhishma Pitama could see from the look in his eye, he meant to kill him. That was his intention. His teeth were clenched, his face was red, he was running, so his pitambar was fluttering, and he had this thing, and he was getting ready to throw it at him and kill him. And Bhishma Pitama, what would most people, if their beloved did that to them, what would the reaction be? Horror? Hatred in return, right? You're not going to love someone who's going to treat you in that way. Bhishma Pitama, well, his love for Krishna grew even greater. Oh, my beloved is coming towards me. I'll get the chance to die at the hands of my beloved. What greater fortune could a person have? And seeing the smile on Bhishma Pitama stopped Shri Krishna in his tracks. He said, what is he smiling about? And then he remembered, oh yeah, I had said I wasn't going to pick up a weapon in this war. And he put it down and went back to driving Arjun's chariot. And of course, Bhishma Pitama that very morning had said, I'm going to show you that Bhagwan is under the control of his devotees. Although he has vowed not to pick up a weapon, I will make him pick one up today. And he did. He succeeded. But then after that, once Arjun had filled him with arrows and he was lying on that bed of arrows, for 6 months he stayed alive because he had that boon that he could decide when to die. And for the entire 6 months, he did Rup Dhyan of that vision of Krishna running towards him with his teeth clenched and anger in his eyes, bloodshot eyes. He did Rup Dhyan of that. Oh, my beloved is so sweet in this angry form. This is an example of ahaituki prem. His love for Shri Krishna wasn't dependent on Shri Krishna behaving in an affectionate way with him. He can also challenge. Even if you behave in an angry way with me, my love for you will only go on increasing. How many of us, even with our divine guru, have been tested in that way and failed? Never mind yelling at you. What if Maharajji ever looked at you sideways, like with an angry eye? What is he looking at me for? What did I do? Right? We fail in a second. So we have a long way to go to get to that true level of selflessness, but we can do it, and we have made a lot of progress since we started. Another example is the chakor bird who only drinks water from a very specific type of rain. Only rainwater, and only that rainwater that falls during a 2-week period when a particular constellation called Swati is in the ascendant. For 2 weeks in the autumn, out of the whole year, whatever rain falls during that time, that bird will drink that. And the rest of the year, what does her beloved do to her? Jache barah maas piye papiha swati jal pavipahan damini garaji jhari jhakori khari khiji roshana priyatam dosh lakhi tulsi raga hiriji. Tulsidas ji is talking about the love of this bird, that it is true ahaituki prem, because her beloved sends hail, thunder, lightning, winds to test her love throughout the whole year. Do you still love me now? Take this, take that. And she never deviates from her love. Doesn't drink water any other time of the year, just keeps watching and waiting. And only when that rain comes during Swati will she drink. Even one time it's told that there was such a bird who was flying around in the summer on a very hot day and was feeling dizzy from the heat, so she alighted in a tree. But then she thought, oh wait, this tree has drunk of water which has not come from Swati. So I'm being disloyal by sitting in this tree. So she started flying around again. But it was so hot, she couldn't withstand the heat. And as she was flying around, she was actually over Gangaji. And she could feel, oh, I'm losing consciousness. So as she was falling down towards the water, she thought that, oh, anyway, I'll just open my beak and I'll die with a mouth full of Ganga Jal, so I'll get mukti. And as she's falling, she thought, but wait, this Ganga Jal is not from my beloved Swati. And at the last second, she turned her beak up and hit the water and drowned. So even till the last second, she was loyal to her beloved. These are examples that saints have given and our Sri Maharaji has given of this type of love that is not dependent on the behavior of the beloved. When we are with any divine personality, that is the time that we get tested. We get tested if you can say, okay, my destiny, Krishna gives me my destiny. So when something good happens to me, it's like he's being affectionate. And when something bad happens to me, it's like he's showing me his anger. We could think like that. So then you could take that as a test. That, am I a selfless enough devotee to say, even when something bad happens to me in my life, my love for you will only go on growing. That's one way that we can test ourselves. And also when we're with a divine personality. How much are we looking at their behavior? When we're with a saint, a true God-realized saint, how much are we trying to analyze their behavior to decide how much we should love them? Oh, how much do they love me? Oh, he looked at me and smiled. Okay, I can love him. Oh, he gave me a mala. Okay, I can love him more. Oh, he hasn't looked at me in 2 days? Maybe I made a mistake. Maybe he doesn't love me. So we get tested. Krishna can test us. The divine personality, the saint, can also test us. We have to realize that we're being tested in this way, and we should strive to pass those tests. We have to keep our mind anukul every second, no matter what. Never let it deviate and start to question, does he love me? How much does he love me? We should never let our mind go in that direction. We should always control it and say, how dare you question that? Your only work is to love him. Your only worry is to wonder, how much do I love him? Have I loved him enough? Am I selfless enough? That is your only worry, mind. Why are you worrying about how much he loves you and trying to manipulate to see, will he show me his love? These are all the things that go on in every devotee's mind, at least in the beginning, and less as we grow as devotees. And we get more confidence in the strength of God and Guru's love for us. We see it over and over again, and they forgive us over and over again as well. Especially in the early stages, we make so many mistakes, and they keep forgiving us. And eventually our love grows stronger, and we see that, yes, no matter how many mistakes I have made, they do love me. So why should I worry? Why should I try to test them? I should test myself. How much do I love them? On the guna side, see, we talked about behavior. What about the qualities of the beloved? Just now I was saying, oh, Krishna is so beautiful. Radha and Krishna have this fragrance and this beautiful thing. And so should we love them for that? No. Although there's no question of God's qualities diminishing, but if you compare it to a worldly love, if you love someone for their beauty, as their beauty decreases, your love for them will also decrease. If you love someone for their money, if their wealth decreases, your love will also decrease. So loving someone for their qualities is also not ahaituki prem. We have to be like Parvati. When Parvati was doing devotion to God Shiva, she went to the jungles and the mountains, and she lived even without eating leaves. She was so strict, and she just worshipped Shivji. So, cutting a long story short, Shivji sent 7 great rishis, Saptarshi, including Naradji, to go and test Parvati's love. Test, he said, but really it was to show the world the greatness of Parvati's love. So they went to her and they said, so you want to marry Shivji? She said, yes. But why? I mean, for one, he doesn't even have a house. Where are you going to live? Never mind a house, does he even have proper clothes to wear? Have you seen what he looks like? He's smeared with ashes, his hair is all knotted and matted up on his head. He decorates himself with human skulls and scorpions and spiders and snakes. His look is so amangal. And on top of all of that, he's just always in his own samadhi. He doesn't care for anyone or anything. He's always thinking of Ram. He's always thinking of Krishna. So he's always absorbed. How is he going to make you happy? He's not going to lavish affection on you. He doesn't have a nice house or nice things or even a nice look. Why don't you make Vishnu your husband? He has all the good qualities. See, he dresses in a very mangal way, in a very auspicious way. He is respected very highly. He has so much wealth. His divine abode is, well, even the ground is strewn with divine jewels. He can make you happy. You should come to your senses and make Vishnu your husband, not Shiva. So she said, no, 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 no. That is not love at all. She said, I may have to keep doing devotion to God Shiva for uncountable lifetimes more. Koti janmani lagi ragari hamari baraun shambhu natu rahaun kuwari. I will remain unmarried if Bhagwan Shiv does not want to marry me, but I will not love another. This shows the example. I don't care about the qualities of my beloved. Asundara sundar shekharova gunair vihinam gunino gunina Dveshi mayisyat karanam budhirva. A gopi is saying, because her friend was teasing her, oh, you love Krishna? Have you lost your mind? Are you trying to spoil your life? Don't you know, first of all, that he's dark complexioned? Who would choose to love someone? I mean, you could find a fair complexion boy. Why are you loving Krishna? He's so dark complexioned. He has no good qualities. All of his friends are illiterate. He's illiterate. They're like nitwits running around, breaking our pots, breaking our necklaces, breaking into our houses and stealing our curd. Him and his friends. I mean, what a gang. What do you see in him? He goes around to all the gopis here and there. He tells everybody that that you're my beloved. He's not going to be faithful to you. She says, Asundara sundara shekharova. He may be ugly. He may be the topmost handsome, beautiful. Gunair vihinam. He may be bereft of good qualities, or Guninam Varova, he may be the king of good qualities. Dveshi Mayisyat, he may treat me with hatred, or Karunam Budhirva, he may be the ocean of kindness. In any case, he is mine. Makes no difference to me. One time Krishna thought of getting a different darshan of Radharani. So he dressed up as a gopi. And he went to Radharani and he said, oh, Kishori Ju, I have heard that you started loving that son of Nanda Baba. Please take my advice. This is Krishna saying this. Please take my advice. Do not love him. You don't know what you're getting yourself into. And he also started enumerating all of his bad qualities. He goes around to all the gopis. He'll tell you he's coming to meet you at one time and he'll go and meet someone else. He's so dark complexioned. He doesn't have any good qualities. He's going on and on. Finally, Radharani stops him and says, Sakhi, you don't understand anything. My love for him has nothing to do with his qualities or his behavior. I cannot stop loving him. That's the bottom line. He is mine and I am his, and there's no way I can stop loving him. Whether he behaves lovingly or unfaithfully, or he has all good qualities or no good qualities, that is of no concern with me. We even heard it in the Leela, during the Rath Yatra Leela, that Radharani explained that, you know, when he's doing something adverse to me, that is because he's trying to hide his love for me. His love is so great, he feels he should hide it. So instead of openly loving me, he just does something completely opposite. And I behave then as if I've been upset. I go into Maan also as a part of the Leela. And later we have Pranay, where Radha and Krishna are reunited. It's a very deep philosophy. So anyway, Radharani also explained that my love for Krishna has nothing to do with his good or bad qualities. So her love is ahaituki. In this world, our love is more like the love that the king had for the beautiful Yogshila, who is an expert at yoga. She was a young maiden who lived with her family. She was so beautiful that one day a king was riding through with his army and he saw Yogshila and he was enchanted by her beauty. So he followed her home, went to the door and said to the father, I will marry your daughter. Neither the father wanted her daughter married to that king, nor did the daughter want to marry that king. But they couldn't refuse. To refuse so would have meant death. So Yogshila had a plan. She said, Father, just ask him for 1 month. So the father said, O king, we will comply with your request, but please just grant us 1 month. She will marry you after 1 month, if you still want to marry her. The king said, okay, I grant you 1 month, and he surrounded the village with his army so that she couldn't escape. But he didn't meet her for 1 month. And during that month, Yogshila used the fire of yoga to completely desiccate her body. All the muscle, all the meat on her bones was gone. Even on her face, her hair turned gray, her teeth started falling out. Her face got completely sunken, her body was wasted away. And after a month, when the king came calling at the door, Yogshila answered. And the king said, I'm here for Yogshila. Can you please call her? She said, I am Yogshila. Can we get married now? With her toothless smile. And the king said, you are Yogshila? And the father came to the door and said, yes, this is my daughter. The king just turned and walked away. Yogshila said, so it means you only wanted the meat on my bones. That's the only thing that's changed between then and now. That's gone, so you're gone. You and your love are gone. This is exactly our love in the world. I dare you to tell me different. This is exactly how and why we love each other in the world. So, in devotion, in divine love devotion, in bhakti, we have to rise above such standards and try to achieve the standard of selflessness. In the last line, Shri Maharaji says, Yah kripalu hai riti preeti ki. This is the secret of real love. Nij sukha chah vyapari. Desiring one's own happiness from the beloved is business. Vricham kshirna phalam tyajanti vihaga shushkam sarah sarasa pushpam paryushitam tyajanti madhupa dagdham vanantam mriga nirdravyam purusham tyajanti ganika Bhrashtashriyam mantrinah sarvah karyavashad jano bhiramate kasyasti ko vallabha. This is the business type of love, where we give to get. And as long as we can get, we'll keep giving. we'll be around, we'll hang around as long as we can keep getting what we want, and as soon as that dries up, we're gone. Vriksham kshirna phalam tyajanti vihagah. As soon as the fruit on the tree are finished, the birds fly away. As soon as the pond dries up, the swan deserts it. As soon as the flowers fall off the plant, the bumblebees no longer visit. As soon as the forest is burnt, it is not frequented by the deer anymore. Saints tend to be very blunt in explaining the philosophy, so I'm just telling you exactly what's said in this shlok. The man who has lost his money is of no interest to a prostitute, and the king who has fallen is not served by his ministers anymore. We are all exactly like this. We are sarvaha karya vasho, karya vashaha. We are bound by our desire to find happiness. So we all treat each other in this way. We are always angling for how can I get what I need to make me happy. But this is not wrong. This is just the nature of worldly love. Until we become God realized, we cannot love another selflessly. Only God and the God realized saints can do that. But we still have to recognize that this is the nature of worldly love. Because if we don't recognize and accept that, we will never turn our mind and our 5 kinds of desires towards Radha and Krishna. We'll keep hoping from this world. And until we release that hope or divert that hope towards Radha Krishna, we can never develop devotion to them. So we have to be aware of the nature of worldly love. And then, while doing devotion to Radha and Krishna, so we avoid the troubles and the pitfalls of this business type of love in the world. And while we love God and Guru, we strive not to have that business-like attitude. I don't want to have that. I want to become selfless, so I'm always thinking about how to put a smile on your face. I still have my desire to be happy, but I want to be happy in your happiness. This is the essence of this Pad Kirtan by Sri Maharaji describing this shlok of Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji. Boliye Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki